sure all this shit actually works.
So we got a pretty good balance today. We have 2 PVTs, 2 TVZs, and a ZVZ. It's a really good balance.
Yeah, I'm stoked for the Protoss and Terran. I love that matchup.
Oh yeah. And this one was actually, it works out pretty nicely because short groups are nice and easy.
Yeah.
And one of the players who has 3 games was requesting like 5 times to have it casted. So he's pretty hyped about it.
Oh, Isaacs?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I saw him popping up every once in a while. And then you had recommended it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm all about that. Somebody really wants it? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Give the community what they want.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Probably hop into Brood War. Do you have the replays as well, or
I don't have the replays. Do you want to send them to me, or do you want to host them?
I can just host them.
Okay.
I'm gonna host them in order.
Yeah, just do them in the order that you sent me, because I already.
Yeah.
I got them listed in that, so.
Yeah. Perfect. I want to stick with CPL 1, 2, 3.
Cool. Let me see if I can get my. You're on US West?
Yeah, always. Well, I have a US East for just laddering, but it doesn't really matter where you are for laddering.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta have a European account for whatever the hell it is for my clan, but also because they're based in Europe. But for the most part, it's all US West for CPL. So.
Yeah, so the order I have them should be the same order in the folder. So Rana Isaacs, Stixie Grath, Stixie Isaacs, Stixie Rana, and Grath Isaacs.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, I got it all. All right. Rana Isaacs. All
right. So I got to host it up on US West whenever you want to hop in.
Yeah. Cool. Hell yeah. Okay, let's chill here for a little while. Let me just be sure that I've got.
Yeah, just let me know whenever you're ready to go.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I've got these scenes good to go. Because sometimes it gets wild. It's so much easier. I actually ended up saving they're called presentations because I use XSplit, but I ended up saving the presentation from last time, so I just gotta plug in the names now. So it's so much easier. I thought it was gonna be like an unholy nightmare to deal with, but it's good.
Hey, when it works, it works.
Yeah, exactly.
So one interesting thing I noticed is that Isaacs is playing 2 races. He's going to be playing Terran and Zerg, but he's going to play the mirror matchup.
That's very fascinating, actually, because that's the first time I've ever heard of someone choosing to do the mirror matchup ZVZ.
I'm pretty interested in it as well. He must be confident in his TVP because he goes ZVZ, ZVT, and TVP, and we have one example of each of his matchups in this group.
I'm not going to be like, that's weird, because I don't think that's the right word, but that's pretty out there. That's cool.
It's unique. I've seen a lot of race picking, but normally when I see the race picking, it's people not wanting to play their mirror.
For sure, yeah. Or Protoss is not wanting to play versus Zerg. They'll just switch over to something else. Or excuse me, Zerg's not wanting to play versus Zergs. So
I can see that. Most Protoss just complain about it instead.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because I can totally understand somebody not wanting to do mirror Zerg. Like, dude, one mistake and you just lose the match. Like, that's so rough.
It's absolutely brutal.
Oh, but I don't know. I say that. I mean, the opposite end of the spectrum is TVT, where you can make one mistake early on, and then the game goes for another 40 minutes, and you know you already lost. So, I guess it's, a little bit of here, a little bit of there.
Well, that's why Terrans are always good at having insane GG timings.
Yeah.
They're not dead until they don't have tanks.
for sure. Dude, you can hold an insane number of stuff. I think that I'm pretty much good to go. Do you have their stream open right now? Do you know how much longer they have?
I think they're on the last game, but they just started it a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're back up. It's under the TL Flash. Oh yeah, they definitely have some time in this game.
Yeah,
It's like starting. It looks like it's starting to set up for mid game with
Okay.
a lot of back. And the last game was like a half-hour game, so they probably have another 20+ minutes. So
Okay,
I
you
say
want
we
to
should
start it up?
go ahead and get into it. Oh yeah.
Cool, let's do it. All right, I think I'm ready to go.
All right.
Start with
We are
random.
going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom! Here we go.
Countdown.
Yeah, countdown to a countdown, right? All right, we're gonna get into it here.
And up on the top right, we have Rana, our Protoss player, and bottom left, we have our race-picking Ice Axe playing our Terran. So we have blue and purple. So I hope no one's colorblind that's watching this.
Excellent. we got into this pretty quick. We've got a pretty good group here. I'm actually going to switch this view over. So we got Rana Ice Axe, then we'll have Stixie for a little bit, and then we'll finish it up with the CBZ. So we got a nice shorter group today, which is very exciting. And I'm super stoked here for this PVT. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. PVT is my favorite matchup. There's a lot of intricacies with it, and you have a lot of choices. But it also tends to go into longer games, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you like it so much?
I tend to beat Terrans. Kind of goes into it. But
Okay.
I also like it because there's a lot less pressure against mech early on. So you kind of get to settle into a rhythm a lot earlier than you can in the other matchups. Because with Protoss, you can always get 2-gated. There's a bunch of all-ins. And Terran just doesn't have as many all-ins that they tend to do.
Looks like we got some shenanigans here.
As I say, they don't do all-ins. It
Little
looks like
racks.
it's going to be a BS.
Yeah, gotta really show you up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Looks
Especially because with this gate forward, I think
Yeah.
this is like a hard counter to gate forward. I like this choice.
Yeah, this is looking like a BBS for sure. Maybe that's why he really wanted to play Terran. Shake it up a little bit.
Oh yeah. If I'm Rana right now, I'm scouting in here this main base. I'm getting pretty concerned real quick because with that pylon on the low ground, you really don't want that against us.
Yeah, you just don't have that ramp advantage, you know. Makes it so difficult to hold off Marines.
And meanwhile, this is really throwing Rana through a loop because he was going into this probably with that early scout and the forward gate, just harass a little bit, take that gas, and just try to throw Ice Axe off his game. Little did he know it was going to go the other way around.
Yeah, this has gotten spicy really quick. I like this.
Oh yeah, this is definitely not your everyday CVP.
No. It was funny. Before we came in, I was like, you know, I'd really love to see one of those like a longer PVT. I haven't seen one of those in such a long time because it's not a matchup I play. And then here we are with a BBS to start. just making it crazy.
Absolutely, I would love to see a bunker go down right next to this gateway, just to guarantee that it kills it off, and Protoss has no production.
Oh, for sure. The ball is really
straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's walking right past it.
The ball's really a nice Axis court right now. I mean, we don't even see a Zealot being built right now. This is not looking good.
Well, Rana's probably just thrown right off. He's in this weird scenario where he had something planned out, and 90% of builds are going to happen after that, so you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah. Oh man, he just no respect for this gateway. Just going right in for the bunker next to the Nexus.
Yep.
So good.
I would love to have seen a pro pool earlier to deny this bunker, because now that the bunker's up, there's just no answer.
This is rough. This is a rough move for Rana. I can feel the pain, you know.
And it's an absolutely beautiful move from Ice Axe. He knows what Protoss want to do on this map, and he thought, what can I do to get right back at them? He's probably had a bunch of people steal his gas, really throw him off his game. He just wanted to give it right back.
He's actually building a Dragoon right now. Maybe too little too late. but
I would say
I like the
definitely.
idea. You know,
We have 2 racks of production. These 4 Marines alone can take that Dragoon. Not
Yeah.
to mention the 4 in the bunker with SUVs to repair. No economy, this game is effectively over. I wonder where that one probe is, though. Oh, it's the one in his base.
just hanging out in space. But you know, before you leave, it's always good to get some micro practice in, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have range, though.
No, so he's sticking it out till the end. Huge respect.
There it goes. There's
There
your
it
G.
is. There it is. All right, starting off strong. I like it.
Started off nice, strong, quick, just going in and picking up his win.
Yeah, let's
Good
see.
on Ice Axe.
Let's see if Ice Axe decides to play this style of really aggressive openers for the rest of this group, because I'm pretty excited already.
Well, I like aggressive openers as well from a viewing perspective, because you get to the action so early, but at the same time, it doesn't really give you a good idea of where they are mechanically or anything like that, which is a lot of the point of the CPL League.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have 2 more games, so I think we should be able to get a good vision of that. Alright, let's load up the next one. Now we will have Stixie and Greth, Terran versus Eric.
Nice, excellent. I actually
This I'm
have.
really looking forward to.
What'd you say?
This I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I've seen a fair amount of Greth's play actually, which is always a treat.
Well, I've seen some of his Zerg versus Terran and some of his Zerg versus Zerg. I haven't seen his Zerg versus Protoss, interestingly enough, but it's a treat to get to see someone play who you normally see on the other end.
Yeah, certainly, and he's always hanging out in the RSL league, offering quite good advice to a lot of those newer players. So it's nice to see him being active in the CPL community too. Really great.
And he's also active in the No Hunters Free For All community. He's
yeah.
along with Lucky Dude.
I've heard he's a legend over in the Hunters Free.
Oh, he absolutely is. He plays like maybe 1 a year.
Yeah, but that one game, I mean, just for the couple of videos I've seen from him cast, he'll be sitting at the Hunters Free For All table for hours, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. He really sticks with it. But so, we have up on the top right, we have Stixie, and then he will be our blue Terran, and on the bottom left we have our red Zerg, Greth. So I'm pretty excited about this one, just to see what Greth does and how Stixie responds with it.
Excellent. You know, I really love this map, especially for ZVT. I think it really lends itself well to some more aggressive openers. And I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of that. Always have.
Oh. Well, I like this map all around. I think it's probably one of the best 2-player maps out there. It's just so good. You have the 2 high ground spots, and then you have that longer pathway around. So you get a lot of great places to set up and pick your engagements wisely, especially with both of these races being huge on that.
For sure. Yeah, it's nice from a more Zerg perspective. You can do things like a 9-pool really early on and put some real funky. You can inject some interesting attributes into the game from very early on. Like if you wanted to open with a 9-pool speed, or if you wanted to just do something like, say, a 5-pool, you could do something like that. You know, it can get really wild real fast, and I've always appreciated that. Along with, you know, these huge sections of high ground that really cut the map almost in half. And having an early lurker advantage is always so good in that regard.
Oh, I love lurkers on this map, absolutely. But the 5-pool as well would be great, just because you know that you can get across the map and you know where they are. You don't have to worry about going to the wrong base. But we have a 9 hatch out of Greth. And it feels a little not standard. Feels like it might be a little bit of an older build. What's your perspective on it?
Yeah, pretty interesting. The only time I would ever really consider doing this was if I was really worried about something like a bunker rush. But I'm not sure exactly what he's thinking. But Greth's kind of a slippery guy, so it wouldn't surprise me if he had something really good in store here.
Oh, absolutely. And after that last game, who knows? Bunker rushes might be a thing.
Yeah, if he had gotten the memo from how Ice Axe plays, maybe we'll get another page out of his book.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of the biggest questions, especially for the Zerg early on, is whether we're going mutas or lurkers, because that really changes the whole dynamic of the mid-game matchup and limits it can limit the Zerg's options if they decide to go lurkers, or it can expand out their options if they want to go mutas. And I'm really interested to see how Stixie deals with whatever the tech choice is from Greth.
So with that, I think Terrans tend to prefer the bottom base against mutas because the turret positions are a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also that Greth tends to prefer the muta opening and then transition into lurkers after he has his bases up.
Yeah, it's so consistent. It's so consistent. It's so solid. Really offers you an incredible amount of versatility. Open up early mutas, taking map control, kind of forcing that Terran to stay home while you take your third base and get your gases up and going.
Absolutely, and it also gives you an idea exactly what they're doing. Like, if they're doing anything cheeky, you know what's up.
Mm.
And then we have our layer going down before our second gas.
Mm-hmm. We should hopefully see a second gas coming up here very, very soon. Especially if he wants to go for what looks like to me right now sort of a 2-hatch play. So, an aggressive number of Zerglings I'd be interested to see. There we go, there's speed. Okay, Link speed coming out. He'll be able to put a little bit of pressure on here if he wanted to, or he could full-on commit, dump a bunch of larvae, these 3 down at his natural, and decide for something like a run-by if he was really feeling exciting. So, that'd be interesting to see.
What I'm seeing here, though, is without this second gas, it feels like it could be more lurker, but I also feel like he would already have a den if that was the case.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm kind of entirely convinced he's going mutas is just because if it was a 2-hatch lurker, we'd have already seen that den down, because getting that lurker den, if you're going 2-hatch lurker, it's got to be super fast. So I think this is just sort of a late gas. But again, I'm just interested to see where he's going with this.
And meanwhile, Stixie up in the top right, he's going for that totally standard 2 base, 2 racks with the Academy. Academy finishing up in just a second. And that's the play that we saw in our last group. That was very solid all around.
Yeah, this is so dependable from the Terran perspective. It really allows you to really take almost any avenue you want into the mid-game. You're allowed to, and puts you in a great position to pressure really early. Oh, we do see his Spire going up before that second gas. Interesting.
And it looks like the engineering base also finishing up right now, so those turrets are going to be up long before the movers arrive.
Yeah, sort of like an accidental counter to some extent. And link speed is done, so we're actually, Greth's going to be able to get some information here if he's looking for it.
So do you feel that with this position, now Greth obviously can't quite see this group of 6 Marines down by the ramp, do you think the run-by might be a possibility?
I think if it's already, we're 5.5 minutes into the game. If he wanted to go for one, he definitely could, but I don't think it would be wise. At this point, your Terran player is going to start to be really pumping out some Marines. We're going to see Stim finishing pretty soon, and he's going to get some medics. So I think it would be not the best idea. But I will say, totally changing tracks here. I really like this 3rd hatch placement up in the top left.
Absolutely.
Very unorthodox.
You get to 4 gas so quick. That's what he's going for.
Yeah. This is crazy. In a way, it's interesting seeing him sort of skimp out on that early gas, knowing that he's going to take the top left and get a huge income boost of gas later on. And
meanwhile, who really scouts up there at the 6-minute mark? Because nobody's really taking this base other than Flash.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how you know it's good.
That's right. Yeah. Mutas are out. So timing's pretty reasonable, relatively normal. I'm interested to see how much pressure he puts on. I think taking a really early hatch, especially one in a vulnerable position like that, if it's found out, this kind of puts you in a position where you should put some more pressure on the Terran than you normally would. You want to keep him at home for as long as possible so you can tech very, very quickly to lurkers, which we already see as Hydra Den, so that's where he's headed right now.
Absolutely. One thing I would like to see from Stixie, though, is a couple of more of these turrets over by his barracks, because if these mutas get on top of those barracks, they can just start really sniping. And there they are. Reading our minds.
Nice pick off on these medics here. Very nicely done.
Oh, but this bio force in the middle of the map, that's just going to come barreling down. He needs a couple more seconds.
Yeah, Greth's coming back into the into the back mineral line, though. He's doing a fair amount of damage behind these turrets, so this could be a good trade for both sides here. Overlord going down. How do you feel about this lack of Sunkens, though?
I feel that it's a little bit sketchy because there's so much Marine medic that they can just bust down 1, maybe 2. I think he needs 3 to really be able to hold this off and secure that lead that he's getting with all of this muta damage.
Yeah. No, I liked the dive here from Greth, really delaying time for these Sunkens. And I think with decent micro and the number of links he's going to be able to hold this off. And I think most of that was due to the sacrifices he made. But he's moving in. Here we go.
And a great surround with the lings. He's making it so they can't fall back. But he didn't know about the second group a little bit behind him.
Nicely done. But this is a lot of Marines. He's going to need something else here to hook up and really pull this off. So either he's got to put down some Sunkens.
And it's not even just the Marines. It's these medics, but they're running low on energy.
Yeah, for sure. These Hydras might be able to do enough damage here, though. Maybe?
With high ground advantage, maybe. I think we might lose a couple drones here.
Certainly. This is getting scrappy really fast. I think he's got enough here, though. This is only 4 Marines, and he's got 3 mutas. He's looking pretty good.
Alright, so now, as he's cleaning this up, how do you feel about how this evened out? You have 16 drones to 24 SCVs, and it looks like a pretty solid position other than that for both players.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you lose your 2 Sunkens. Okay. He made the lings necessary to hold him off. Looking good. His lurker tech is almost done. He's got a great gas bank. Sure, we could have some more drones, but his third base up in the top left, he has the potential for 2 geysers. So he's looking really good. I just want to see some more drones so that he can even out the gas and mineral income. So he's going to be able to take full advantage of that 1,100 he's banking right now. But
one thing that was huge that I just noticed, though, Greth killed the one last Marine that was going to scout the 3rd. So that forced Stixie to scan both the 3rd and 4th. So Stixie hasn't seen this top left, even though he might in just a second.
He's moving in now, though. And the jig is up. We got a large bioforce. No medics, though. No medics heading on over here. He's really macroing all these Marines, and I like it. But get some medics over here, you know. So he's got to really keep this 3rd base up. This is going to be a linchpin of his success later on in the match.
But I worry there's just not enough there to be able to hold it. This 3rd base is down.
Certainly. Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but he's got 2 lurkers coming up. And with no medics, those are extra deadly.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I like
Especially
this.
when it goes into his 2nd and 3rd stem.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they're good. A lot of these Marines are only at 3/4 health. I think at this position, if I'm Greth, I should think about taking this closest expansion to me. Saying, okay, I just lost this. Ooh, nicely done. Oh, look at
and it's clean right up.
Oh, clean in house. Nicely done. Beautiful. Absolutely no casualties on Greth's side.
19 kills.
Whew. Excellent.
That's that old school just game knowledge, knowing, hey, if I put these here, they're just going to wipe out that whole group when it goes straight south.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, very well done. Very sly maneuver. I enjoy it. I will say Stixie's looking pretty good with his macro, though. You know, he just lost all his Marines, but he's got a full another set of bio. He's looking pretty healthy. And I think that this is where he's starting to get up to science facilities, going for a radiate, getting another engineering bay. He's looking pretty good here. He's looking pretty good.
He's getting that 1-1. He's going to be having 2-2 on the way pretty shortly. And he's on 2 base to 2 base, which from Terran versus Zerg is just a great place to be. Oh, but we have that move out, and he just loses another group of Marine medic.
Oof. Yeah, this is where you really got to get vessels out. You're really confined to your base, because now Stixie's saying to himself, okay, Greth's out on the map, he's got lurkers anywhere. I mean, this lurker has 22 kills. That's absurd. And there's more on the way. So we got a sort of a pseudo lurker contain here. He's going to have to wait, get himself some irradiates, get some mobile detection, some science vessels, and then he'll be able to make some moves. Because right now he's building some tanks, and that's exactly what you need in this position.
And he's getting siege mech, which is going to help even more once he has just one science vessel out. He'll be able to pop a tank down and just, at the very least, force the lurkers to back up.
And I like this. Greth retaking his 3rd. Nicely done. And you know, this hasn't really slowed down. he hasn't slowed down his +1 carapace, and I like that move, especially when you're going heavy into the lurkers and closer to the mid game. That survivability is so important, especially versus these early upgrades from Stixie.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Terran and Protoss generally always have the upgrade advantage, but having at least some upgrades to keep up always helps.
Yeah. No, this is shaping up to be quite good. Quite a good game.
Oh, he's going for Hive Tech with the second Evo chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's probably going for some Swarm of Plague.
Yeah. His third base just finished up. He's going to be able to get that gas geyser going real soon. He really has matched the economy of Stixie. We're looking at 33 SCVs to 32 drones. And I like that. I like what's going on there. He's making some good decisions in terms of rebuilding his economy, especially after that early game hit.
Oh yeah, one thing I would like to see though is with this contain just grabbing one more extra base just to go up and have, if only the larva, because he has the money for it, he can totally do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, honestly, he could, if he really wanted to, he could bide his time, really hold out on this contain as long as he possibly can, and just do a huge ultra dump. And put himself into a really aggressive late game position.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He would just need a couple more gas to do it, and I think that might have worked out really well if he had held that top left.
Yeah, oh for sure. Nice job on the siege mode.
Yep. Have that little wave out. I don't think he's going to throw away any more bio into these fighters.
But again, I mean, this is a really healthy Marine count. Despite how many Marines he's lost, he's been replenishing them very well. He's been macroing decently. He's got his tanks up. He's in a great position right now.
Oh, absolutely. He's been on top of it with his production, typically making like one Marine at a time. It's good to see. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, especially, it's easy to falter under the pressure of lurker contain and to really sort of slip up in your decision making, but it's been solid. It's been really maintaining a consistent pattern and seems to have a very clear vision of where he wants to go in this game, which is to break out of this contain and continue to put some pressure on the surge.
Do you think when he breaks out of this contain, do you think he'll just go for a third base, or do you think he's going to go try to push across the map and do some damage?
I think the beauty of bio is that you can choose whatever you want. Oh, but make sure you don't lose any of these tanks. Oh, alright, he lost one. But he's still looking good, he's still got two. So I think the beauty of having the tank bio force and being so mobile is that you can really, really put pressure wherever you want. Oh, nice run forward. Taking out these lurkers, but he's losing a lot. This is a good trade, nice team matrix. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
Oh yeah, and this contain is gone.
Yeah, he's only got this one 23 kill veteran up top lurker.
I hope that survives the rest of the game. That is a hero.
Give that lurker a severance package, man. He's really earned his retirement.
Give him a nice cave to burrow in.
You're right.
Oh, and we have a fourth down in the bottom right. Be interesting if that gets scouted or not, because there is a Marine around there, but it's just not quite in position to see either of the bases. You might remember that in a little bit.
Yeah, the whole world is Stixie's oyster right now. He can throw down a couple scans, figure out where exactly these third bases are, and possibly a fourth if he suspects it, and he can really start to make some moves. For now, I guess he's just content to hang out on this high ground island.
I mean, it's a great position to be in. Anything that's going to attack you there has to go up towards you.
This is a large Ling Lurker force, and we're seeing adrenal glands coming up. We've got our Defiler Mound. This is looking pretty deadly. We're getting into the late game composition that is very, very scary to a Bioforce, which is invulnerable Dark Swarm with Lurkers and Defilers, Scourge, and Zerglings.
Oh yeah. I mean, just once you see Swarm, your heart just sinks, because you know that you're not going to be doing anywhere near as much damage for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's really when the Zerg can start to exert its authority on the matchup. I like these Lurkers over at the fourth base, really just giving yourself some extra security on that ramp. But this is, I think... Oh, nice. Grass actually just circumventing this. Yeah. Very nicely done.
Straight for that third, but it isn't there.
Yeah. Oh, might have a little base trade going on here.
If this game wasn't interesting enough already, it's about to get even better.
Yeah, really. Those players are making some interesting choices. And, yeah, it looks like Greth's just going to straight go for it. He's going to put some pressure here. Stixie, moving in.
Back, and he can tank with it.
Oh, man, look at this. Incredible damage. Both naturals are getting ravaged right now. This mineral line's going to get taken out for Stixie.
I think the real trick is going to be which player manages to get up the ramp. That's
for sure. Yeah. We've only got one tank here holding off Greth's stuff. And Stixie really not looking too good. Once you get on your production as a Terran player, and you got units in your production, it's a hard time. But he's doing work here at the natural himself, so this is a hard one to call, but Greth looks like he's in a slightly better position. How do you feel about this?
I feel that Greth is in a way better position. He's got some lurkers up at the top. He just needs to get them burrowed. And this Bioforce really won't be able to move up until he gets rid of these lurkers. And he's wiping out all of these SCVs. There's no production. All Greth needs to do here is hold. He can even lose his main in his head because he has the other bases.
Yeah, I think that was the decision of the game right there. Not to say that Stixie's out. He has a Bioforce here, and Bio you can never count out, especially if somebody's got good micro.
Oh, absolutely. We still have a great game on our hands here, but I just think that Greth is in a much more commanding position, and it's really on Stixie to make something happen with his army.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Stixie's totally cleared this ramp. He can get up here and destroy all of this tech, which is an absolute heartbreaker for the third player. We're having to rebuild from Tier 1. But look at the number of lurkers being morphed at the third. Oh my goodness. 6?
Well, you destroy all the tech, but he killed all your SCVs, so you have much more to build on, and he only has one command center as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to see this Bio pull back and hold this ramp against these lurkers. Nicely done.
Oh.
Scan, please.
No, he had to. Good.
Nice. All right, minimal losses.
Oh, this is so exciting. There's any way.
Yeah.
I mean, this Bioforce can still win this game.
Oh, certainly. Certainly.
Vessels are just so cost efficient. He's got that tank there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Medics are blocking the ramp. Nicely done.
Oh, he denied the melee attack upgrade.
All right. He's still producing vessels, though. I like it from Stixie. Doesn't have any income, but he's still got enough gas and minerals to be producing vessels, and I like that a lot. This is scrappy, very scrappy.
Some income from his second base, but somehow the drone count was reset because he lost both the main and natural all the way down to 12. So this is just a really scrappy game here.
Oh yeah, Hive's gonna go down. Oh, these two lurkers. Let's see if they can get any work done here. 1 marine kill, 2. Nice.
Now this is just from this position, like, oh, that veteran lurker up top is getting some more kills.
26. Oh boy, this is great. MVP of the game right here.
Oh, this is absolutely awesome. Because we still have production for both players, but the tech advance. Oh, an eraser in the third. It's resetting Greth to 2
beautiful
drones.
Oh my goodness.
I would not be surprised if this game went on for another hour.
Yeah, this is some low econ stuff for sure. Gotta be careful with these. Oh, be careful with the Marines.
And the lurkers get work done.
Nice.
Oh, but we have some lings going up the right-hand side towards that natural.
Yep.
All of these Marines.
A little more pressure here. Let's reset that 7 SCV count.
Hard to
Nicely
imagine
done.
that 20 minutes into a game or so. 7 SCV count.
Oh my goodness. He's got plenty of Marines here, though. I'm impressed at his continued production despite having less than 10 SCVs.
So, one thing to note here, we have 3 SCVs to 2 drones. That's less than you start with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Neither player has any money. So we basically have what we have.
Yeah. This is going to come down to essentially micro, it seems like. We got
And in
1
that,
SCV here.
I think I favor Stixie in that just a little bit because not so much the micro, but he has these science vessels that just pay for themselves.
Certainly. My goodness, look at this. And as we had talked about before, you can never count Bio out. You can never count it out. The damage output is ridiculous. Oh, the veteran lurker went down.
Oh, you see, no, don't give up. You have more drones.
You can hang in there. You got 300.
I can understand the sentiment, though. It's just like, well, I guess I don't have anything.
Yeah.
But neither does Stixie.
I mean, he's got this one lurker at the Sun and a pair of wings here. He could hold this third for some time if he wanted to. If he wanted to.
Oh,
that's it.
That was great. I feel like that was early GG timing because I think that game could have gone out just a little bit longer, rebuild the tech, rebuild the economy on both sides.
Yeah, certainly. That was good, though. Also, very entertaining.
It's hard to play a game, lose all of your economy to nothing, and go, oh, I can win this.
Oh, yes, certainly. Yeah. Oh, man. What a good one. What a good one. We've had, between the two of us, we've had nothing but excellent TVZs in all the games we've casted so far. Both days.
Oh, entirely. All right. So our third game is going to be Stixie again, and he's going to go up against Ice-Axe, and this is going to be a Terran versus Zerg again.
The BBS god himself.
But he's playing Zerg this time.
All right.
He gets us.
Think it might be a 5 pool? Do you want to bet on it, maybe?
I feel like it's probably going to be more like a 9 pool.
Yeah. Probably see something.
Because Zerg is totally his main race.
Yeah.
All right, get this thing started.
Hell yeah. Yeah, excuse me. The BBS god is actually an inkjet printer. So if you ever run into him on the ladder, just assume you're going to get barracks.
Oh, I played him a couple times. He does a couple other things as well. But we have Stixie up on the top right again, and we have Ice-Axe on the bottom left. So it's the same positions, just a different Zerg. And right off the bat, it's not a 4 pool.
Nice.
All right. So, how do you feel about this one? So we've had the same positions. I think these positions actually favor Terran just a little bit with the turret position.
Yeah. I think really most of what that comes down to is just being able to place turrets effectively. I think the top right is so much better for Terran in regards to being able to build your turrets effectively, especially at the natural. You can really put down a nice solid ring, and in your main base, it's more of a vertical turret build, which just makes it a little bit easier for you. That being said, though, no matter how good your turret placement is, if you're built too far forward in your main base, you can do something. It leaves you vulnerable to stuff that Greth was doing, which was, okay, you're going to attack my natural. I'm just going to dive behind your mineral line and do as much damage as I can and put you on the back foot.
Oh, yeah, and then one other thing with the turrets, if you put them behind your mineral line, the muted attacks, they bounce, so they'll do damage to your SCVs.
Yeah, I mean, mutas are incredible. They're a ridiculously good unit. So good.
Definitely top 5 units in the game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Nothing beats Defiler, though.
Now, he went gas first. Ice-Axe did. He went gas and then pool, which is interesting. So,
but he only has 1 drone on there. You think he's going for a quick speed?
Yeah. I'm very curious as to why he decided to get it so early and then only put 2 drones on it now. I'm very interested. Because that says to me either you're going really, really, really fast, like 1 base layer, which would be absolutely bananas, or you would be just going a fast speed. But there's no expansion here from him. But it looks like he's heading there now.
And he does have the money for it. I wish Stixie would have kept his SCV down there just to poke around and mess with it, but I think he's looking for the third, just to see if it's somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. This might have been an elusive fake out.
If I'm seeing this as the Terran or really anyone, I'm thinking 1 base lurker until I see that hatchery. Yeah,
that's. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with his first gas purchase. I'm assuming it's going to be a really fast layer, but who knows? It's anybody's game. This guy's kind of an unpredictable man. We saw BBS early on against the Protoss, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Now, that's always fun to watch too. But here we have a couple of things. Terran's building that bunker before CC up at the top right, so he's worried about a little bit of progression.
Yeah, that was an excellent choice. Stixie came down and said, I don't know what's going on down here, so I'm just simply going to build a bunker and keep myself a little safe, which was great, especially considering speed's about halfway done. So with that first gasp, oh my gosh, is he going to lose this Overlord? Get him out of there! Get him out of there!
Oh, I think it lives.
Nice.
And then, meanwhile, we have Lair.
Yeah, so very interesting start. Kind of threw me for a loop, but he's transitioning back into some very standard play. Just albeit with a few more Zerglings than I would have expected, because he's still producing a couple. He might be going for some sort of early bust here. Maybe
I would like to put at least one up there he goes onto the SCV, just to make sure he doesn't run up and see this Lair. Because then he'll know I need turrets now.
Yeah, certainly. And speed's almost done, so I think we're going to see either a run-by or an attempted bunker bust here.
Well, if it is a run-by, I love this positioning with the bunker and the Marines right at the ramp to do maximum damage as he goes up.
Yeah, for sure. And that early bunker, man.
Still alive. And
huge investment. All right, so Stixie did see the speed links and the number. I mean, he's got a solid, what looks like at least 12 links here. The black kind of blends in with the mini-map, but he's moving in. Here we go. Oh, getting a little stop there.
But that is great timing for that SCV transfer.
Yeah, oh yeah. Nicely done. Nice hold, too. Nice hold. Very difficult to hold.
Now here's where things get a little bit interesting back at Isaac's side. He has the Lair, but he doesn't have the Hydra Den for Lurker or the Spire yet.
Looks like he's just, after this sort of failed bust, he says, I'm going to throw down a Sunken Colony and drone a little bit here and put myself in a good position. Oh, and that Overlord actually is going to go down.
But it doesn't supply block him. It almost does. But
yeah. So yeah, so he's getting his second gas too first before his initial real big tech move, which would either be the Spire or the Hydra Den. And he's very worried about a counterattack. He's throwing down another colony.
I mean, I feel he should be worried about a counterattack. He just lost all those lings. He did trade for a couple Marines, but he doesn't know what the production looks like. So he doesn't know if it's more than 2 barracks.
Yeah, certainly. But Stixie, very solid. Just like last game, very, very solid. Playing consistently, making good decisions with his tech tree. He's got decent macro. He's teching up as he should be. Getting our eBay. His stim is almost done. He's got his 2 comsats coming. So regardless of oh man, a Queen's Nest. Oh boy, he's going straight to Hive. Yeah.
All right,
that's awesome.
And then it's scouted immediately with the scan as well.
Oh, beautiful. So a 2-base Hive. There's only a few moves here off of this, and I'm very curious to see which one he's going to do. I would assume it's Defilers, but this guy's quite unpredictable, so I have no idea.
I mean, I feel like it would have to be Defilers.
I mean, you say that.
He doesn't have the gas economy or the just straight upgrades for justifying ultras.
He is getting Overlord speed, though. This could be a really fast drop. Now, granted, you don't need to have Hive Tech for that, but it is a possibility if he wants to go that direction. Lots of Sunkens. Nice.
I would like to see Stixie just hit this and then go, nope, and turn right back around.
Yeah, this is one of those moves where you say 4 Sunken Colonies can hold off an incredible number of units.
We have the Hydra Den up in the natural, so that's probably going to be Lurkers.
Yeah.
This
no
is
third base.
This Marine just going over to third, making sure that it's clear, and you'll probably just leave that there all the way till it gets killed.
Yeah. This is unbreakable right now, given the number of units. So this Hive Tech is probably going to be safe for the next minute or so. But we're seeing a tank coming out.
One other thing to note is the worker supply. We have 26 drones. So behind this wall of Sunkens, he's just getting tons and tons of drones.
Yeah. I like it.
Going for that third, he walked right past the bio, and this Marine has gone off to scout the other areas.
And now he's going Spire. I like it. I almost feel like he's pump faking himself, you know? He's not sure what he wants to do, so he's going to give himself all the production buildings necessary. So if he says, I really like lurkers right now, I can build them. And then if he decides to do a crazy muta switch later on in the game, he can do that too.
Or he could even, with that fast hive, he could be going for guardians.
Very true. Just when you thought the plot twists were ending.
Are both great defensively and offensively.
Yeah, certainly. Defiler mount. His commitment to tech is extraordinary. That's awesome.
Tech and drones.
Yeah. This is like hallmarks of excellent Zerg play is having lots of drones and teching at the right time.
And he doesn't have to build units because he has these sunken colonies. For now. Until the tank gets over there, then he needs some stuff.
And he slipped in this third base, which, looks like it's going to get caught.
It's going to get scouted.
Oh, boy.
I hope he doesn't attack it and just stays outside of vision.
He just walks out.
No, you just let it finish, and then they're guaranteed to lose the money.
That's true, too. All right. Oh.
But you did just get the cancel.
Okay. I mean, with this number of drones, though, that's like chump change. He's cruising at 26 right now. He looks like he's just going to do a huge lurker dump. Get himself another overlord or two. Just pound out a number of lurkers. And you could sit here for forever.
Like a lurker with swarm drop. That just sounds dangerous.
I like it. He's got consume coming, so he'll be able to sit here for a while. The only real pressure here is just... I'm sorry, what'd you say?
He does have the tanks on the way, so there's going to be some pressure on pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to have to make some moves here. But Defiler coming out. He's coming with a macro hatch. And that's a fair number of potential lurkers here. Got 6 Hydras here. 4 lurkers right now. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Oh, nice. Nice pick off.
There aren't any vessels, so...
No. And he just took out those 2 tanks. Nicely done. Doesn't look like a radiate has been started yet, but he has these tanks, so it should be okay as long as he gets... I did not see whether or not he has siege mode yet, though.
I think he does.
Okay.
But I don't see it, unfortunately. He does have 2 starports, though, so he's getting ready to get a ton of science vessels and radiate out, which is exactly the right thing to do.
Yeah, this is... I'm liking this right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm excited. I would like to see Stixie take another base while he's here, you know? He knows there's no extra bases. Might as well just take one for yourself. Throw in a couple more SCVs.
And he puts down a command center right in the main. He's going to float that over.
Nice.
I swear, sometimes it feels like they can hear us.
That's right. I'm glad you're taking my advice. It's not always good, but occasionally I get a good nugget of gold in there.
Oh, and there's the siege mode. Siege, scan. You should get at least 1 lurker with this.
Nice pullback.
Backs it up. He's good.
And this Defiler really, although there is only 1, because there's no science vessels and currently no irradiate, this could do a lot. This could really kind of turn the matchup on its head.
And as you say that, the first science vessel's coming out, and irradiate is finishing right now.
Nice.
So
nicely timed.
It can do some work right now, but in about a minute or so, it won't be anywhere near as dangerous.
Stixie's really spending all his money. Ice Axe likes to really have a nice solid bank, which, you know, can be good. Oh, moving forward into the swarm. Oh, nice. Beautiful.
The only thing that can do damage now is just that tank, but he's going to get blown right up.
Ooh, nice. Nice move forward, and that's what we were talking about. You know, that Defiler's really changed this matchup to an incredible degree. I mean, even having a radiate on one of the lurkers. Okay, all right.
With Ice Axe, the money issue as well, though, is also just he doesn't have the space to put down a bunch more hatcheries. So once he gets that third up, he'll have the ability to maybe even go into ultras.
Yeah. With that money, you know, I think that, and that's really a priority right now. Pushing out. Getting this Marine Medic Force pushed back so you can take your third, so you can get a little more gap. Well, he's got 2k gas, so he doesn't need any more right now. But he'll need the income eventually. Oh, nice swarm pushes. Beautiful.
These lurkers today are doing some work.
Yeah, Gref's lurkers were incredible, and Ice Axes are looking pretty good.
Oh yeah. With Ice Axe, it's more the combination of lurkers and swarm.
Yeah.
We had an 11 kill lurker until a Radiant got it.
Putting up some big numbers. I like it.
But meanwhile, we have enough limbs back here in the main and natural to probably clean this right up. I don't know if he has adrenal glands though.
He does. Yeah, I thought for a second he was just going to go pure cracklings and just commit to that. But he ended up switching into Defiler. That was actually his only Defiler, so he's actually building 2 more right now. And he's a huge Zergling dump. Six pairs coming out right now, on top of what we already have. So he could really just flood this right now if he wanted to. Seems like he's got enough.
And meanwhile, behind this contained sticks, he's grabbing that 3rd base. He's pumping out vessels out of his 2 barracks. He's putting up his 5th barracks along with the 2 starports. And he's getting some more tanks. He's just sitting back, macroing, and just trying to take more of a lead while he has this lead.
Yeah, for sure. I like it.
Oh, and we have the evolution chamber coming out.
Moving in. Whoa! Huge Zergling attack. Oh man, is he going to commit to it? It's less splash damage going down on those marines, though. He's got to be careful. Bringing up the rest of the bio group.
Oh! Not the underway.
Yeah. He's looking okay. Swarm down. He's going to have to pull those tanks back, otherwise he's going to risk losing them.
I would love to see a play here on that.
Ooh.
So pumped up.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. Oh, those are definitely,
And with that, losing that army, though, it's starting to look a little bit more in Stixie's favor. Like, he can start being a little bit more aggressive with his contain, and maybe start pushing in once he has a couple more tanks down there.
Certainly, yeah. Well, I mean, this bank for Ice Axe is incredible. Let's get 3K. I'd love to see him just pump out a couple more Defilers, get some Lurkers, and just start making some moves.
He could do an Ultra Gun as well.
Whoa!
Oh, there's James.
A surprise tap out.
Well, he did lose his army. He knows that to come back from this position is going to be pretty rough. And the contain is really what did it against him. Not being able to get that 3rd base up, and he wasn't able to really transition into more of a mid and late game. While Stixie had free run for most of the game.
Yeah, I think, when you got 4K, 3K, you can do some great stuff, but I think he just decided that was enough of the contain. He didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Well, you do need the production in order to be able to do the great stuff. You need to get leads for more hatcheries.
Yeah. Interesting.
So now we're up to our second Protoss versus Terran. We're going to have Rana back against Stixie, so let's see if we have another BBS.
Right.
Game's hosted. Whenever you pop in, I'll get it going.
I'm very interested to see how Stixie's play looks against Protoss. He's looked pretty solid against Zerg. He's had some good macro. He's had some good unit control. So I'm very excited to see how he does with the more defensively oriented matchup against Protoss.
And I'm actually a bit more interested to see how Rana does in a game where he's thrown completely off guard by weird, unorthodox play. So up on the top right we have Rana, and bottom left we have Stixie. And it looks like there's no SCV running out yet, so we might get a nice standard game here. Now the one thing we've noticed with Stixie in the last 2 games is very consistent. He likes to get his build down and get his production up. And then Rana, he's kind of a bit more of a dark horse because we don't really know what his plan was. But we looks like we're going to get that pylon up on the low ground again. So I think he's going to go for gas stealing his elements.
It's been very popular here. I mean, all of our matches have been on Eclipse so far.
Oh yeah.
And all of our Protosses have elected for that a lower supply depot too. Okay.
Ooh, if he goes for Zealots against this, that's going to be brutal.
Yeah, that's going to match up quite well in Rana's favor. Quite well.
It looks like he's probably going for a 10 gate, so not quite as aggressive, but I think he's making a beeline straight for this gas that Stixie may not have been going for in the first place. Because this looks to me like a Rax expand.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, definitely Rana's looking to be in a little bit better of a position here, especially if he elects for that early Zealot, which just allows you to do so much early game harassment and damage if the opportunity presents itself. So it's going to be interesting to see how Stixie deals with that.
Well, I think Stixie already has in a way. I mean, this barracks and depot positioning is huge. I mean, with no pylon to block that barracks from going down right there, he's going to be able to dance his Marines up and down. But he's going to have to worry about Zealots just walking right past it, going up the ramp, and having nothing to defend there. Alright, so gas going down for both players. So it looks like we do have a Zealot on the way, but it's not like full committal.
Nice. Okay. I like that this isn't a BBS. It's a little slower paced.
Oh yeah, this is what Turner Protoss is all about.
Yeah.
But I do like the little fake out there. You see a barracks and a supply depot on the rig run, you're going to expect an expansion. It's just what you think is going to happen. And then you see him get the refinery, he's probably thinking, oh, he just doesn't want me to take it. No, instead he's just going first factory. I think he might even be getting a second factory here because he hasn't pulled off gas. We'll see how that goes. He does have the ability to do it.
Yeah, I think a 2-factory here would be pretty powerful, especially at lower levels. The 2-factory really can do a tremendous amount of damage. Oh, and a bunker. Nice. Okay.
Well, 2-factory versus a low ground gate, so good.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised Rana wasn't as aggressive with the Zealot. I would have at least thought that he would have it down in this choke, really just kind of keeping an eye on the Terran player. As the Protoss player, I'm sure you would agree, it's always so important to keep tabs on what they're doing.
Absolutely, especially considering the gateway placement. It's really more like a placement to get it out and lower the walking distance, the rush distance, to get it over there just a couple seconds earlier, and maybe have one less Marine or an unfinished bunker.
How do you feel about these 3 gates going up right now?
Well, the 3 gates plus the existing gate, I think he's skipping goon range. I think this is going to be extremely aggressive, and I like it. I would like to see a robo here real quick as well, and just go for a full-on bust Bulldog style.
Yeah. Always such a dependable strat for the Protoss player.
Oh, yeah.
So strong.
But without that shuttle to drop the Zealots in behind this wall is going to do some work for the Terran.
Yeah, especially since we are seeing Dragoon range, he's going to be able to really pick off this supply depot, especially on the far right side. You're just not going to get that tank coverage.
There's the robo. It looks like Rana is definitely going to be going for a Dragoon heavy with a couple Zealots and shuttles move.
Nice. Love it. Such a good maneuver.
But we do have Stixie going for siege first, which actually, so long as he gets a shuttle, isn't all that helpful until he gets like 3 tanks and has them spread out.
Yeah. But I'd be interested to see if he goes eBay, if only for the reason that he doesn't know what Rana's doing. He doesn't have enough scouting information. He's not sure what's going on. So throwing down an eBay is just like kind of hedges your bets just a little bit.
Oh yeah, especially around this timing. This is around the timing that you want it, sometime between 5 and 6 minutes. Maybe a little earlier if you suspect TT. And there it is,
certainly.
Right around 5:30, so he's right on that mark. It's a pretty good eBay timing.
Yeah. Armory too. He's looking good. They both are.
Now one nice trick with that also is if he floats the eBay and puts it right on top of the turret, and Protoss doesn't even realize that the turret there, that's so dangerous. I've lost so many observers that way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes. So no shuttle yet. Interested to see if you really want to get around like 8 to 12 goons and the rest in Zealots with shuttles for this kind of like a bulldog move. Okay. You think he's going to throw down an expansion here? He's got his probe hanging out, and he looks like he's saving.
I think he might have been expecting a bit of early pressure, and that might have been the reason for the gateways. But as he's looking to transition into a long game, he does still have the worker advantage.
What do you think of this starport down here? Kind of sneaky.
I like it quite a bit. The placement's interesting. It makes me think that he's going to go for some drops. But I think maybe if it was like up more to the left, it would be a little bit stronger, since then he'd be able to fly right into the lane. But if he gets a good foothold right behind the mineral line to the natural, that can be really strong, which is very frustrating to deal with.
Yeah. And this is a healthy amount of goons.
But it's also, we have the 3 tanks, we have the bunker, and then we also have a couple more factories going down, with the tank on the way. I think this is very defendable for the tank player.
He's building a missile turret next to his starport. Really making sure nobody can get over there. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. He's moving straight into this tank line. Alright.
Well, he trades 2, which isn't the end of the world.
No, he pulled him out. He pulled him out in time. You know, that was good.
I think he was looking to go down and get a tank that was on the low ground by, like, right next to the bunker, which would be very normal. But we did have that great positioning on the stick C2 right there.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple observers coming. That's going to give Rana so much more information on knowing what he's dealing with here.
It's also going to help him deal with these mines and vultures that are coming out now that he has the factories up for production.
Yeah, and this dropship that's going to be coming out here within the next 10 seconds.
Well, Styx is going to need to break the contain a little bit in order to get anything loaded up in that dropship. So this contain's definitely a good move out of Rana, who now has his second base up, even on workers. Just needs to transfer some probes over there and make use of it.
Yep. Nicely done.
Now, as this game goes on, I do worry that Protoss, generally you want to be in an economic lead, so I do worry that he doesn't have a third, and we're looking at 2 base Terran, which is absolutely strong, especially with upgrades, versus 2 base Protoss.
Yeah. He's getting away, these vultures. Probably looking to meet up with this dropship over here.
I like these mines in the middle of the map. He's going to be able to catch a couple units off guard. I've lost entire control groups of zealots to just 4 mines.
Oh, yeah, mines are... Dude, it's silly how much damage those things do.
Oh, so great. And they're basically free.
Yeah, I mean... Basically 25 minerals, you know? You get 3 mines per vulture, and they're only 75 minerals a vulture, so...
Well, actually, when you put it like that, the vulture's free so long as you lay the mines.
Exactly, yeah, right. however way you cut it, they're worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like he's getting observer speed already.
On top of the factories, so Rana knows it's going to be 3 factories he's dealing with. He doesn't have to worry about any push coming out for the next little bit. That might trick him into a false sense of security if this drop comes down.
Yeah. Yep. He's out here looking. Rana's looking for some stuff. These Dragoons. He's
looking with the Dragoons and the observers. Oh, and they're going to go right into these mines.
Oh my god.
All they need is one more.
Oh. Okay, alright.
So that's 3 mines, so 75 minerals plus a couple actions for 2 goons, which is 250, 100.
Look at this. Now he's got a proxy factory next to his starport. It's got a whole nother it's got a whole colony going on over here.
And it looks like an expansion to me.
Yeah. Nicely done.
But one thing I also like here is just this tank count is just growing and growing, and there's really no answer for it just yet out of the Protoss player Rana. He doesn't have any real tech upgrades or anything of that sort to really have an answer when the push eventually comes.
Yeah, really, as the Protoss player, you have to keep heavy tabs on how many tanks that the Terran player has, because that's going to determine what you need to be building. You know, they got a ton, you're going to have to go to something like Arbiters, or you're going to have to get Storm, you're going to have to start getting your series upgrades, and you're going to have to take extra bases to sort of outproduce them. Especially when they start to move out on the map like this.
Yeah, there's really 3 options that work extremely well. There might be more that I'm just not aware of, but Arbiters, Mass Gateway with upgrades, and some Storm in there, or Reaver into Carrier. But from here, Mass Gateway seems to be the way to go. And Rana wants to go with, he just needs to start putting it more. And Citadel Jr. looks like he's going towards Arbiters.
Yep. I like it. I'd love to see him take another base. You know, as a Protoss player, you ideally want that map control so you can take all these extra bases, so you can just match that Terran's production.
Drop into the natural here. There's no defense on this mineral line.
He's just gonna unload him.
Yeah.
Just parked.
There's no response yet. Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right.
So we've already launched 4 probes.
Oh my goodness.
But he's pulling the probes, and now the goons are going to come in.
Huge mine hit over there. Ron didn't even realize what was going on with his natural. But we're seeing the Dragoon response now. And he's going to...
It's too little too late at this point.
Yeah.
He lost half of his economy in that drop. That drop was definitely worth the Proxy Starport and Factory.
Oh yeah, that was an investment he made about 5 minutes ago in the game, and it's definitely paid off. And he looks
that's
like
how a lot of things go in this game. You make an investment, and you just wait to see when it'll pay off for you.
Yeah. Okay, now we're seeing that 3rd base from Rana. Nice.
And I think you're going to see a 4th pretty soon as well.
Yeah.
Just because the Dragoons and Observers open for, it looks like he's just setting up. He cleared it out already. Just needs to go build.
We're seeing the science vessel of our Terran hero. He's really doing well here. He's been slowly building up. He's got
more factories come out, so he can really gear up for this push. But he has a supply advantage. He has a ton of tanks. Just a couple Vultures or Goliaths, and he'll be able to push right across that map.
Yeah, he's looking real good. Looking really, really good. And this is where, you know, having your Dragoons outside of the Terran's natural is so helpful. You know, keeping tabs on what they're doing, where their units are moving, especially where their tanks are. That's really one of the most important things to know.
Well, that's one option. I also like having like one observer out there just to see, and keeping the Dragoons defensive against Vulture run-bys and that sort of thing. Use them to kind of secure the bases. That way you don't have to invest too heavily in them.
Yeah, and he's really secured this 3rd base with the pylon wall very, very well. Very well.
Oh, secured against everything other than drops, which you get a drop in there, you have to kill a pylon, everything's gone.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
So it's kind of up to the player. They can be very good, but they can also really backfire on you. In this scenario, I probably wouldn't have built it. But it does still work against like frontal run-bys.
He's very Dragoon heavy, Rana is. Dragoons do very well. They do a lot of damage, but man, do they melt against tanks. And these tanks are +2 right now.
Oh, absolutely. A couple rounds of Zealots and they'll be able to tank for it. But the Dragoons actually fare pretty well against tanks, so long as they're not being clumped up and being shot, because they do a lot of damage. It's like explosive damage against tanks, and it takes only 8 shots to kill one tank.
Alright, this looks like this is the one-hit punch that Stixie's been looking for here.
Oh yeah, he's setting up really nicely. He has those back tank seeds. He's moving forward to the rest, and he's kind of lowering the prototypes in piecemeal, and he's just going to start cleaning.
Ooh, look at that. That's that splash damage just doing work. Nice pullback. Rana's got to buy himself some time here for another round of Zealots.
Well, he's also got to buy some time for this Arbiter Tribunal to finish up and get the Arbiter out. But once the Arbiter Tribunal finishes up, he's got like a million plus before you're having
Yeah. He's got some options here, but he's got to be really careful about biding his time.
He just needs to make sure that he just needs to keep his units alive and make sure that the tanks don't continue crawling forward.
Yeah, that's hard to do when you have literally 14 tanks hanging outside your base.
I think it's more than that.
It looks about 18 now.
I think, the 18 seems the right number. And then he's going up, he's clearing out this third. As a Pro Dot player, I would love to see a later in this position. I can discern a picture, I just don't see one. It really comes down to that economic harassment and great positioning, great play out of sticks.
Yeah, this is so tough to deal with. So tough to deal with.
I mean, those mines and the vulture drop just did some work.
Yeah, that real early economic hit was massive. But I love the round of zealots he's got here.
But there was a lot of good out of Rana here. At the third of the Terran and at the bottom base, he did have observers. So he did have the vision around the mountain of what the Terran's up to. He just didn't have the army to deal with this mass of +2 tanks. +2/+1 tanks. And that's no fault against him. That's a brutal army to try to beat.
Yeah, you need to deal with 18 tanks like that with +2. You're gonna need some beefy tech and a lot of gateway.
You need shuttles with zealot bombs. You need like arbiters or stasis. You just need stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You just need a lot of stuff.
Whatever they have, you need probably like 1.5 times that.
Yeah, that's similar to as a Zerg player playing versus a Protoss. Like you need half to triple what they're producing.
Oh yeah, especially if you're going like Hydra versus Storm.
Yeah. Storm's powerful.
And that actually brings us to our last game of the night. We have that ZVZ with Ice Axe against Greth.
Nice. We've been waiting for a ZVZ for some while.
Oh yeah, we missed out last time. I mean, it was the only game of that group that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Excellent.
Now, I do have some insider knowledge here. I have practiced with Greth ZVZ, and he does like to go for a little bit of like this old school style that I'll talk about in just a little bit. And now we have Ice Axe on the top right, showing up as like our magenta Zerg, and we have on the bottom left Greth as the red Zerg. So magenta and red.
So tell me more about Greth.
So his style that he likes to go for, he tends to go for like this old school 2-hatch in main base fire. And then he gets that larva with the second hatch, but he doesn't really open himself up as much to having that vulnerability of having it in the second, in the natural expansion. That way both hatches can be covered by sunken college. He doesn't have to make as many Zerglings.
Interesting. Does he do it off of something like a 12 pool or a 12 hatch? Or is it more of like a 9 hatch?
We have the 5 pool out of Greth. So, we might not make it that far.
Dude, this Ice Axe guy, man. Full Chaos God in terms of his builds.
I like it though.
Yeah.
He has this really good style where he wants to just get in his opponent's face and really mess up their build. And there's really 2 ways to play. You can play to be comfortable yourself, or you can play to make your opponent uncomfortable. And he really goes for that make your opponent uncomfortable. And it's such a great way to play. It makes for some really interesting games. And then we have Greth with the gas before pull.
Nice.
So he's going to go for some speed early or a really fast layer.
Yeah.
And I would bet that it's the fast layer. But we're going to have some limbs out.
Greth does love his Zerglings, though, that's for sure. Exactly. He's a big speedling guy. Yeah, so it's going to be a tall order for Greth to hold off a 5 pool, even though he went pool first. Because these Zerglings they're done.
Oh, yeah. So he did go pool first, but we have Zerglings already on the map, and we don't have the pool finished yet.
Yep.
With 1 larva, so if he saves it, he'll have 3 larvae for Zerglings when it finishes.
Yeah.
That's a tight window. I think he might lose a couple drones here.
Yeah, Ice Axe should probably have about 12-ish seconds, really, to get some work done. That's the window before Greth's Zerglings are probably going to pop. And he's got those 3 larvae, so it's going to be an even match. But, okay. Ice Axe actually has a drone with him. It looks like he might be going for a sunken rush,
if he
too.
goes for sunken, that's going to be so brutal. because
Oh,
these
yeah.
lanes,
Get
they're
in there.
halfway done. You can probably get it up. I would love to see him just dive right in here and just.
Just put one in the middle one.
Oh, what a
Oh,
brutal
nice.
reach. Those lanes to defend it, you don't even have to attack the turns. You just have to sit there and make sure it doesn't die.
Oh, nicely done. Okay. It's got a nice concave. Yep, just gotta hold off.
But I think Greth holds here.
Yeah. No, it better concave, and this looks like the sunken's gonna go down. But there are 4 more lanes coming.
I think it really came down to that precious like 2 or 3 seconds where Ice-Axe just sat outside of the natural, probably thinking there was a natural.
Yeah.
Grouped together to make the attack. But now, from here, we have Greth with an economic lead. He has 10 drones to 5, and his lair is finishing.
Yeah, so really, game's over if the Spire gets up. And it's really the ball's in Greth's court. He can be more aggressive, and I like the colony, the sunken colony coming down from Ice-Axe.
Well, he knows he needs it in order to drone. If he just makes Zerglings, Greth's going to be able to match the Zerglings and then some.
Ooh, and Greth's got speed.
Get some drones and get some work done.
Yeah, Ice-Axe doesn't have speed on his lings, but he does have the ramp advantage, which very much negates the speed from Greth. So as long as Ice really holds this ramp, he should look pretty good. And as I say that, he moves out a little aggressively.
I mean, he's just trying to find some value.
Yeah, for sure. He's got to save up time. I like that he's droning, though. Nicely done.
And then he does have this Overlord sitting over in Greth's space, so he sees the Spire timing, and he knows that he needs to get some work done before this comes out.
This is such a tough matchup sometimes.
Oh yeah, just the smallest of details just change everything.
Yeah, just that slight pause in the beginning. Oh yeah. I think
That second hatchery in base that Greth likes to do.
Yeah, there it is. That's so tough to deal with. Oh my goodness. Having somebody who's up on larva on you, and it's not in a natural, so you can't easily pick it off. So difficult.
Ice-Axe is going for it. This man is crazy. I love it. 4 drones. He's going across the map. He's taken all of his things. He knows that the game's over once he moves out.
Pushing all the poker chips in.
So he just needs to break this ramp, get some sunken columns down, and I think he might be able to make it work. Oh, he can mineral drill it.
Yeah, he can if he decides to. He's got to be careful, though. Oh, don't commit too much. Yeah. I like the idea. Now it's going to come out of the execution.
And here's the same thing as earlier. He's just pausing for a little before he goes for it.
Mute is on the way. It's about halfway done. See, it looks like he's going to put a hatchery down here at the natural.
Oh, did Greth cancel his hatchery and then put it...
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Ice-Axe is putting a hatchery down. Right
Okay, so he's going for like a slow sunken crawl then.
Very interesting.
Does he have an eco chamber? Because that would really make this work.
Doesn't have anything at home, so he's all in on this.
I know you're all in on this, but I just don't see it working without a way to take out these mutas. Because Greth has 3 overlords here. He's up.
His hatchery's down. He's got half the drones.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, that's what happens when you go for a 5. You know that you have to make it work right away.
Yeah.
And I fully appreciate it because that is a fully legitimate way to play ZVZ. If he goes something greedy like a hatch first, Greth just loses.
Yeah. Very interesting game.
Oh yeah. All of them were pretty interesting games actually. We had a pretty good group.
Yeah. Yeah, no, always good stuff. Very good TVZ between Greth and Stixie.
That early TVZ with Greth and Stixie was really nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, these have been some good games so far. Unfortunately, we're out of games because we only did half group or so. So I think we'll have to...
one player dropped out, and as a result of that just cuts a ton of games out.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they weren't able to play every single game, which does happen sometimes, especially if you have different time zones. We don't really know where these players are based out of.
Yeah. Ice-Axe
each got all 3 games in. and Greth, who I know is in Europe, and Rana each only got 2 games in. So at most, we were missing like 2 games.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, and the games are relatively fast too, even with the, even only having the 5 matches in total. I mean, they were pretty quick. And ZVZs are, they're not known for their late game particularly.
The 3 games in the middle, the TVZs and the second TVP, were pretty standard length, but the BBS and the 5 pool at the beginning and end, they were definitely quick games.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. All right.
Great cast. Thank you, Isaacs, for requesting the cast. I hope you got to watch and enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. If you do want any games cast, we've been here the last 2 Saturdays. We'll probably do a few more at least, I'm sure, because it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Pleasure's all mine.
So, definitely post in the... I'm not sure if they can post publicly in the cast or something, but you can definitely shoot us a link on Discord, and I'm sure we can...
Or even just post in general. I mean, to look through that all the time. I watch it every day, especially on the weekdays.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so shoot somebody a message, and we'd love to do it. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping in, everybody. Thank you so much, Sirref. It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Have a great day and a great weekend, everybody.
That's right. Enjoy yourselves.